it's rising. It rises. The water is rushing in, and it looks, at any given moment, it looks like it's just steadily flowing water. But over the course of like a 2-minute video, you notice that the stairs that he's standing on are disappearing into the water. And so the water level's rising. I'm not sure how high it got. I need to look up. I need to find out what's going on with the nuclear plants. I imagine the Japanese government, or I've heard that the Japanese government is already enforcing like a safety distance of 12 miles around each nuclear plant that may be in danger. But just for my own good, I'm going to have to look up radiation safety. I think my goal is to raise money for. I want to go there and I want to find out which organizations are being the most effective. I want to know if I were to give $100 to Red Cross, how much would that accomplish? Or other organizations. I keep mentioning them just because I've heard about them my whole life. They're deep inside my memory because they're always mentioned in the news, etc. I'm not sure why they get so much publicity. Maybe they're just that good, or maybe or maybe they just spend all their money on publicity. Maybe that's what they do. I know Doctors Without Borders is another big one. I've been giving a little money to them for a few months. I'm actually thinking about canceling it because it's annoying. It comes at the end of the month, seemingly on sort of random day, sometime the last day of the month, and it messes up my budget because they just take it straight out of my account. And I would rather, so that's annoying financially. And then I would also rather be conscious of the fact that I'm giving. As opposed to just turning on some automatic flow, some automatic drain of my funds into these organizations. I want to consciously decide to give each time that I give, because I think that one of the most important things that a person can do if they want to help the world is they need to connect themselves consciously. They need to work on their own mind. I need to work on my own mind. I need to work on my motivation. I need to take action that will motivate me to be the best person that I can be for this planet, for this species, for all sentient beings. And if I don't have much money. I mean, if I were a billionaire, I would feel like I was really helping out if I set up an automatic transfer of $1 million a month into some organization. But my current rate is like $25 or something like that. It was like their minimum that I set up. If some guy stopped me on the street and I set it up, that's not really helping much. I gave $45 to this organization called Sustainable Harvest International, and they have a statement where basically the way it works is that $45 is exactly as much money as they need to build one organic garden for a family in Ecuador, I believe. And I like that a lot more because that's not some automatic recurring thing. One, I sat there, I got on their website, and I went through the motions and typed in my credit card information. I went, ... There's your money, And in response, I got this picture of a kid on a garden. I think it's a generic picture. I don't think it's too good of a picture to be the picture of the garden that I wanted. I contacted them and asked them, can I get a picture of the garden that I funded? I think that's important. I just think it's important for me to be consciously aware of the results that I'm getting. I think that that's true for a lot of people. I want to see results. I don't want to be told about results. I want to see results. But I like their model better because it's not an automatic thing. Car, cell phone, internet. I need to make sure I have internet access because I want to be posting these videos the whole time. I'm thinking maybe it would be nice. I'm using my own money for this trip. So far, I would like to start using other people's money because my money is very limited right now. It's not as limited as it has been for much of my life, but it's. But I can't keep this. I can't keep this travel schedule up for long. It cost me about $1,000 for the plane ticket. $956 for the plane ticket. It's going to cost me $200 to get my passport thing going. Passport will last 10 years. I will look up and I'll come up with a budget for my ideal equipment list for this trip. That's going to include.
Not high enough for my father. Elsa's was 165. That's Einstein territory.
Sorry.
Elsa died after she left school to visit my parents.
I think your father had something to do with it.
What was I talking about?
There was a place in our house where he used to teach us. I didn't see a classroom. No one's ever seen it but us. I could show you. My mom called me at work. She said
I picked this beer up when I was in Europe. I love it.
There's like an ice box in here. That's funny. My dad called it hot housing. Gifted children needed devoted care and attention to grow. Like raising an orchid in a hothouse to make it grow. Yeah. Elsa was Papa's exotic flower.
Place to stay.
Devoted care and attention to flourish.
Hard to flourish now, huh?
Cold stimulates the mind.
I need a guide.
It was one of my dad's pedagogical
I need somebody to help me interact with Japan. Either a Japanese person who's very fluent in English, maybe familiar with Westerners, or a Westerner who's very fluent in Japanese. Either of those would be, or better than me in Japanese. I don't feel like I'm fluent in Spanish, but I could definitely help a person get around if they spoke no Spanish.
It's not so bad at first, but after a while, the grains dig into your skin and you start to bleed.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so I'm just rambling at this point. I'm gonna
Till I was 16,
have the last of this beer and
he wanted to spend all
got my
his time with
appointment
Elsa.
for the passport in a couple hours.